does not have that elimination power, but she does have a ton to get the team more loot, keep them healthy, and overall keep the team more present in fights. I think Lifeline is an absolutely insane ranked pick, where if there is a lot of enemy teams at endgame and they can't push you as easily, being able to get a teammate up while staying active in fights is so underrated. Lifeline is also a great legend for those who are newer to Apex or less skilled, as noobs can't capitalize on knocks as easily, and thus Lifeline's revive does become more relevant. My biggest issue is that she is very reactionary with the revive, and her care package isn't necessarily going to be needed if you are pushing fights. Anyone in platinum or lower will find usefulness with Lifeline, but at the top of the meta, she does falter a little bit. We have so many legends in A tier, but if you are ever looking to play with others because randoms kind of suck, or if you want to ask me any questions, hop into my community Discord. We'd love to have you. Since there are purely just so many amazing picks in Apex Legends, which are those A tier legends, it does mean that Apex Legends meta is fairly healthy. It really more so depends on the specific player, the squad, or maybe what you are trying to achieve. The latest Reborn legend, Revenant, is kicking things off. Rev had a small nerf with the time extension in Season 19, but as a whole, Revenant excels when it does come to his pure eliminating power. Rev doesn't have the best team support or team
by me. Cracked it in the shield. Look out, grenade. First blood, and it's not us. Wonderful. I cracked an unscotty. I have fallen. Wait, the ring is close. Less than a minute. Charging on my shields. Giving my shields a recharge. Just us left. I'm down. The ring is fairly close. Got our red banner.
team capabilities, so if you want a ranked legend, I probably would look elsewhere. Passive of higher climbing and even some tracking is very useful in engagements. The tactical leap is not the fastest, but it will allow you to make creative plays to re-angle or gain some height, and the ultimate does transform him into a light tank to make engagements just a little bit easier. Gibraltar isn't exactly the most fun legend, but he does have a kit that really can't do it all. Because of this, he is easily an amazing option in Apex if you want a legend who can both change engagements through his tactical dome and even some positional capabilities with that ultimate bombardment. Gibby also has that gun shield, which is nice to alleviate the need for some shields, and you can easily farm up the squad's evil shields without taking unnecessary damage. This in particular is even more useful now that ranked has become slower, more sweat filled, and there's a lot more players around at endgame. I do not think Gibby has quite the same amount of relevancy as he once did, because there has been quite a few new legends that can counter his dome shield, or they are just a little bit more versatile. What I'm sure will be the biggest surprise of this list is is going to be our next legend, Crypto. Crypto honestly is one of the most misunderstood legends in Apex, as truthfully, his kit, or more in particular, his drone, can be dominant in a multi-purpose fashion. Crypto's A tier placement gets reinforced by the fact that respawning players remotely with that drone has more viability this season, since you are coming back in with both armor and weapons now. The drone as a whole is so useful for an incredible amount of things, between using it to recon during fights, with remote deploys, or scanning and flying around to see how many teams are nearby. This can of course help influence whether or not that fight is safe to take, and its ultimate EMP can be great to break down defensive legends who are fortified in a building, or if you do just want to farm up some extra Evo shields. Definitely do not sleep on Crypto. Once you understand him and you get some time on him, he can be really insane. One of these defensive legends we just mentioned is going to be Rampart. Last season, Rampart saw a hidden buff where she can deploy her tactical walls down without needing to re-hit or reuse the ability. This honestly is a big deal, as placement is sped up even more than it was. Rampart is kind of like Crypto in some sense, as often she is forgotten about, but I think if you want a legend who plays very tactically, between knowing when to place walls down early, or if you want to fortify both inside to stop enemy advancements, or even trapping enemies inside by placing walls on the exterior, you can have a lot of very interesting playmaking. I don't think her passive or ultimates are particularly useful, because LMGs really are just not the meta, but her ult is definitely great as a utility tool, and I wouldn't dismiss Rampart if you want a legend who can do maybe just a little bit of everything. And of course, those amped walls are definitely good to help you farm some extra damage, so if you want 4Ks, Rampart might actually be the legend for you. Following Rampart is a legend who can counter her and many others, and it is Fuse. Fuse has been getting a lot more attention lately due to the fact that he is pretty flexible in both creating a relief or applying constant and honestly really annoying amounts of pressure on enemies. Basically any controller or defensive legend like Wattson without her pylon, Rampart, Catalyst, or even Newcastle in his ultimate wall are a non-factor for anyone with a Fuse on their team. In addition to this, more grenades means more possibilities on the battlefield, which is definitely underrated. Also in ranked, and when resources are limited, his knuckle clusters will gain increasing levels of power. I don't think Fuse's ultimate isn't particularly useful, but as a whole, having a great passive and an insane tactical is always going to err on the side of that legend being much better, as you get to use these abilities way more frequently than say a 2 to 3 minute ultimate ability. It's time. Season 19's Conduit is here, and also racking in our final flat A tier rating. There's honestly a lot here with Conduit, but for her overall power, I think she does have a good mix between that support and control type legend. Her passive of running faster to those teammates out of your tactical range, though, I think is the weakest part of her, and this is honestly not even a think, it is by far. Promoting a playstyle that lets you get lazy and get away from your team seems kind of bad, and I think most will just not be using her passive that much, especially in ranked. This aside, it still has some uses to catch up if you need a second to loot and you do fall behind. Her ultimate barricade is pretty good. Being able to quickly and effortlessly control a part of the battlefield to catch escaping enemies off guard or make a deployment that gives you a second recover is definitely going to have some value, although you can destroy the individual pylons or canisters, which I think people will find is not that hard, and this might actually even give Crypto a little bit more viability, as he can just wipe out the entire area. It is, however, her tactical that I find carries her to the top, as being able to quickly and really from great distances give friendly shields means more survivability, and I think Conduit is going to become Apex Legends premier support healer type legend, and maybe even a premier solo legend, as even giving yourself that overshield, temporary shield, or whatever is pretty good. We will need a few months before we get a solid idea as to Conduit's placement, but as of her entry in season 19, things do look promising, but I don't think her skill ceiling is as high as a legend like Catalyst was, but she is definitely going to be far superior to someone like Ballistic. We now are moving up a half tier to the A+ legends, who are what I deem to be top tier. Wraith kicks us off, as she has always been and will continue to
Must go fast. They're shooting at me. Evo shield here. Level 2.
I got a hooligan over here.
First blood.
The ring's not exactly what I'd define. We spot a bother. Me and you are down. I knew you're...
Be a top tier legend because of her portal tactical combo. Her portal is kind of forgotten about, but it is still so good to transport teammates quickly across dangerous areas at endgame, or to use it as a utility tool such as blocking doors or making aggressive plays if you do want to trick enemies to chase you. Her tactical is kind of the bread and butter, and it does allow any wraith to reset with safety, and more or less it does give her a lot more chances to make mistakes and get away with them.
सगळे गोळ्या आता थोडी खाल्ले काही आता सर्दीचीच खाल्ली फक्त ते तर आहे नाही घरी ते तर एक्स्ट्रा ठेवायला म्हटलं घरी फक्त
Wraith saw a small buff or tweak with her passive to make it more viable, as you shouldn't be getting knocked on the ground, as this passive is telling you somebody is watching, hopefully. Bloodhound gets a little more love this season.
I know. I will assist you.
And then last, because of Bangalore's increasing popularity, we will get to Bang later, but I don't expect her Season 19 nerfs to be that noticeable. Bloodhound has been tweaked more into Apex's Resident Tracker legend through the White Raven passive or seeing icons on the ground, but their tactical also still has a lot of viability for that overpowered wall hack to see where enemies are right as you do sprint into battle, or just to show positional presence. However, Bloodhound's ultimate almost completely on its own negates any Bangalore using smokes, and in some sense even nerfs that Bangalore's team, which makes the Hound a real menace when you do go into battle. Also, the Bloodhound Bangalore combo can be pretty effective if you are running both of these legends on the same team. In my opinion, Bloodhound is the best legend for new players, as they are simple to use and they will give you a little bit of everything when it does come to what Apex has to offer. A legend who I think everyone understands is useful, but maybe at times still underrates her, is going to be Loba. Apex Legends ranked mode has slow down, and when there are 12 teams in Ring 4, her ultimate to grab ammo, shields, or resource items is absolutely stellar. Not to mention, less time spent running around means more time fighting in pubs, which has a ton of value to help you become a better Apex player.
Come on, come on. I need help.
Faster. Loba's passive loses viability outside of the drop because you aren't really picking up loot off of the ground, but even this passive to see loot through walls can kind of be looked at as having a buff, since Apex Legends care packages now always come with a care package weapon, and knowing what gun this is from afar is definitely useful. Apex has always been known for its smooth movement, and any legend with a movement ability like Loba's bracelet also means that legend has a general advantage over many other legends. Our final A+ legend is going to be someone new to the tier, and it is Wattson. Since my tier list or ranking combines wins and elims, I actually think Wattson continues to be one of the best legends you can use if you are purely looking to get wins, mainly in ranked of course. She also isn't too bad in an aggressive sense if you are pubbing out, but there is going to be better fragging legends. Wattson's passive to get more ultimates through accelerants means more team shield recharging, as well as continually stopping incoming damage. Conduit sees a little bit of Wattson come into the game with her ultimate, but the truth is, Wattson is far superior to block off areas, and the flexibility of creating multiple nodes is much better. Not to mention it's a tactical, not an ultimate ability. Wattson is probably my best recommended legend if you purely want to get wins again, and it shows as Wattson continues to have one of the highest win rates out of any legend. S tier are the legends who truly have a kit of abilities that are all top notch. They also can thrive really in any mode Apex has to offer, pubs, ranked, or even the mixtape playlist. Also, many of these legends are hybrid-like in nature, and they can be good to get wins or just farm elims. I decided to drop Bangalore out of my God tier rating down to that just straight up S tier rating, as Bang did see a handful of nerfs. She received a nerf to her ultimate stun effect, but I find this to be minimal, and it will still be very good to catch enemies off guard and control the battlefield. Her tactical smoke doesn't last quite as long, but is still definitely lengthy. Her passive double time nerf, for me, in the duration, I think is the biggest surprise, as I didn't think this was necessary, but this passive is still very usable. And of course, the digital threat is no longer in the crafter, which is another slight knock to her entire kit. Overall, Bangalore's abilities are all just really good. It sounds like I am going pretty hard on her, but she's still an S tier legend, and I don't really think there's any legend in Apex where if you are using smokes in a bad way, you can hurt your team quite a bit. But regardless, Bangalore is one of the best legends. If you do want what is probably Apex Legends definitive hybrid legend, you should be using her. Another OG legend enters my S tier for the first time ever, and it's going to be Pathfinder. Unlike maybe how Wattson is with ranked Apex, Path is in his S tier for his pub capabilities, although this doesn't mean he is bad when it comes to help getting the team wins. He had a small tweak or buff where Path can always scan care packages now, which does help him out. Plus, weapons always being in the care package also is a big deal to any skirmisher's power level. This is of course in conjunction with his passive, and the ability to refresh zip lines very quickly just means more rotational power, which is great, but Pathfinder's uniqueness all lies within his grapple with that atypical movement. It isn't linear like Horizon's lift. While it is all for himself, Path does have the X factor to gain positioning and make plays like none other that will help his team as a whole. I will say that his hitbox is huge, and it does hold him back a little bit, but if you want one of the best fragging and movement legends with a side of team play, Path is definitely going to be your ticket. Catalyst is our final just regular S tier legend, and even with all the nerfs this season, she is still going to be one of the most highly regarded legends for hybrid play between defensive and offensive power. Catalyst released 1 year ago, and as the seasons progressed, she has become more and more useful. She saw 2 impactful nerfs with her tactical not being able to get slinged as far, and you can only have 2 traps down at a time. However, this does not really change too much in terms of her controlling area.
लेझी वाटतं मग, कारण ऑलरेडी ड्राउझी असतं ना. नाही मम्मी मस्त उसळ बनवणार आहे.
areas. Most of the time, there isn't more than 3 or 4 doorways or entrances into a building, and since Cat's passive can reinforce doors, she still has a lot of control. Her ultimate doesn't last as long, and the cooldown does not start till the wall goes away, which does mean less ultimates, but when you need this to cover or rotate to make a play on an enemy team, it's still just going to be so valuable. Catalyst is going to be the legend for you if you want the complete control package of being able to push in, make a play, and then really fortify you up and stop that third party. I always like to stick a couple legends in the God tier rating, and these for me are really the legends that I can't recommend enough. What should be a surprise to no one is that Horizon is back in the S+ rating. She saw a nerf to her accuracy in the lift from a while back, but it just doesn't matter. She still has it all, and I think what most don't realize is that her extreme power ceiling honestly lies in her passive ability. Not having stun or fall fatigue when hitting the ground to slide in and make a play or to get away is a big deal. Not to mention better in-air movement means making yourself harder to hit. And this isn't a tactical or ultimate, it's a passive, which means it's always on. This is just accelerated by the fact that the tactical lift works both for herself and some team utility as well. Horizon's Black Hole may not be that premier or the first thing you're going to think of, but even a quarter second of distraction to force enemies to turn or waste ammo can be impactful. Horizon is the legend for you if you want the best chance at taking on multiple enemies at once, and if you are looking to really sweat it out, she's probably the best team fighting legend as well. In Apex Legends Season 19, and really since his introduction at the start of Season 13, Newcastle continues to be a legend who just does not get enough attention. It is rare for a character in Apex or really any game or any genre to infuse so many good things that most are just sleeping on. For one, Newcastle is built like a truck with fortified, but his passive revives while also having that guaranteed protection with the knockdown shield means you probably have the best chance at getting someone up during a fight or in a hot zone. Not to mention, his tactical mobile shield just boosts the chances of a successful revive up, and it can be nice to get yourself that clutch few seconds to heal up. And if support and defensive properties are not enough, Newcastle now has increased jumping capabilities with his ultimate castle wall as he comes out of the ult faster, meaning your weapons are ready quicker, and he can jump even higher, meaning this beefy legend also has movement in his kit. If you want more on Apex Legends meta, check out this video. Be sure to leave a like as it's free and it helps a ton. Sub for more. I will see you in the next one. Epic Gaming Legends.
It's time to move out.
They say flattery will get you nowhere. It'll get you everywhere.
Introducing your champion.
My legs are ready to go. Some assembly required.
Hostile over there. Enemy spotted.
Let's land here. Eyes on the prize.
Lovely.
I changed my mind.
Pure dead. Brilliant. Target over there. Cancel it. Let's check out that area. Tango spotted. Got it. Enemy spotted. Also over there.
Enemies ahead.
Attention.
Up and away, Newty. Oh, first blood.
Beginning ring countdown.
Shooting! I cracked an enemy shield. Taking fire. Damn it, that hurt. I'm down.
The rings are neighbour, pals. We've got a minute to find her.
Could use some help over here. Damn it, I'm in trouble.
Rings next
I have eyes on the 45.
We're down one. Got our pal's banner. Eye sharp, the ring's near, and closing in 30.
That was the whole squad. No quarter given. Shotgun ammo here. Spreads just right.
Hemlock here. Heavy ammo here.
I couldn't leave so many treasures behind.
Heavy ammo here.
He's red. Spotted. Double punching. Down. Hostile. Right here. I cracked an enemy shield. Reloading.
Package being delivered.
Eyes to the skies.
Thermite down. Recharging my smoke out.
Enemy removed from the data pool.
Don't drive out.
Oh, bother. Got a numpty here.
Damn it. That hurt. I'm down. Taking a knee. Patching up. Reloading. A little help, please. Popping smoke.
Kill confirmed. Gonna add you to the list. Let's relocate there.
Wherever we go, I'm at home in the ring.
Ineptitude is the true killer.
Introducing your champion.
Eeny, meeny, mine. Scratch that.
Prepare for certain. Yes. Spotted a soldier right here.
The fence is complete.
Countdown.
Enemy shield. Reloading.
Reloading! One, go!
Chase him, he's got purple shield. He's low.
We've only got a minute, and the ring's right there.
Reloading.
Help.
Gas trap deployed. Only 30 seconds remain. The ring moves. Shields are recharging.
I need help.
Engaging the enemy.
Trap set. And waiting.
Setting a fence. The fence is complete.
I need help.
Putting down a fence. 10 seconds. The ring. Just topping off my shields.
Reloading. Throwing frag. Gas trap deployed.
Package being delivered.
Those care packages likely shift the deploying a variable.
Hey, I'm dying now.
Attention. The champion has been eliminated.
Recharging my shields.
All things die. Administering medical aid.
Fence them in. Fence them out.
Arc Star delivered. Take a deep breath.
Shush now. No more stones.
Gas trap deployed.
Just topping off my shields. Healing my wounds.
Recharging shield. Administering medical aid. grab our colleague's banner. Yes.
चूचा जी, होली पंजाबन ने आपको दंगल का ओपन चैलेंज फेंका है।
हाँ, पर आप क्यों थूके फेंक रहे हो?
हेलो हेलो हेलो, सुनिए, किस बात का दंगल? कौन सा डिबेट? हमारे मुद्दे साफ हैं, हमने घोषणा पत्र में लिख दिया है, कोई डिबेट दंगल नहीं होगा।
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। उनके दिल का डर और नफरत मैं समझ सकती हूँ, पर जैसे मुन्ना भाई ने मकसूद भाई को जप्फी डाली थी, वैसे ही आज भोले भी चूचे को जप्फी डालकर उनके दिल का सारा डर, सारी नफरत निकाल देगी। क्या कहते हैं आप लोग?
ब्रेकिंग न्यूज, आप देखने जा रहे हैं एक ऐतिहासिक क्षण। इतिहास में पहले भी एक बार ऐसा हो चुका है विधानसभा में। आज फिर से वही पल, वही लम्हा दोहराया जाने वाला है। जनता की आंखों के सामने टीवी की हिस्ट्री में पहली बार, इतिहास की हिस्ट्री में पहली बार टैंक सड़कों पे उतर चुके हैं।
होली को रोकना पड़ेगा, जरूर उसके दिमाग में कुछ खुराफात चल रही है।
हमें हग ना मंजूर है।
क्या बोल रहा है यार?
अबे ये हग ना मंजूर है।
अच्छा,
कब तक इसे अपने लंगोट से बांध के रखेगा? एक न एक दिन तो चील चूजे को उड़ा के ले जाएगी।
न दंगल न जप्फी। सॉरी रिपोर्टर साहब, आपकी टीआरपी का मीटर उठते उठते बैठ गया।
खतरी धर्मशाला में आके मिल, अकेले।
High power weapons? Low power? How about
Nothing better than
power?
waiting. Except for bloody everything else.
Introducing your champion.
Better find me before I find you.
Well, let's just say a little birdie told me all about you. This looks like a good place for a funeral. Here we go, Mix. Let's get messy.
Beginning ring countdown. Attention, first blood.
First blood, good thing it's not us.
Optics here. Mid-range.
45 seconds, rings close. Rings close, got 30 seconds. Let's turn it up, mates. Longbow here. I could use that. Rings around the corner, 10 left.
Sniper stock here. Optics here. Mid-range. New kill leader. I'll make sure they don't sneak up on us.
Rings moving and we're all outside. Let's not die this way. Hold. Vines on you. I marked the next ring on your map.
Care package being delivered.
Phoenix kit here. Yeah, got a care package coming in. Here's your birthday present.
Let's go here. Allons-y.
Battery here.
Fence deployed. Playing with fences. Fence them in, fence them out. Laying fences.
Optics here. Sniper. Extended heavy mag here. Level 3. Dibs. Open Evo shield here. Shotgun bolt here. Level 2.
I could use that.
Hey, careful, mates. We're spreading out faster than a rash.
And fencing. The circuit is complete. Let's go that way. Putting down the fence. If the fence gets crossed, we'll know.
chance. The circuit is complete.
Countdown.
Here's your birthday fish. Sensing position.
Attention. Delivering replicator.
Replicator down if you need one.
Attention. The kill leader.
Sniper stuck here. Level 3. 1 minute. Things close. Plenty of time to jam. Some flunkers shoot. Crap, I'm down. On your feet. Lifeline got your back. Rings nearby. 45 seconds until you... Shoot here. You know it's just us. Tossing... 30 seconds till enclosure. We are so close.
Hey, I shot at the commissioner too, and he got over it. So we're good.
Sniper stock here. Level 3. Helps maintain that side picture.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
बीच में ना आए, खड़े हो जाते हो आप।
अरे चूचा, आजाओ 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 आजाओ।
वो बेटे,
हाँ?
अच्छा, भोली की 18वें बर्थडे की सरप्राइज पार्टी।
No 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 no. Holy no happy birthday. Holy marry Bobby. She now become my baby. See?
क्या? नहीं नहीं नहीं
अरे
नहीं
चूचा
नहीं
चूचा।
नहीं 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 बोली बोली नहीं बोली नहीं 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 बोली बॉबी नहीं। मैं तेरे बच्चों का मामा नहीं बन सकता और इस बॉबी के बच्चे का चाचा तो कतई नहीं बन सकता। तू जो बोलेगी मैं करूंगा। प्लीज प्लीज बोली मुझसे शादी कर ले प्लीज।
Bobby boy, why watching Chucha face? Marry fast, then honeymoon in Goa on घोड़ा.
घोड़े पे गोया? ये तो मेरा प्लान था ना, वहाँ तो हमें जाना था ना।
था, जाना था, पर अब नहीं.
क्यों? अब ऐसा क्या हो गया? मेरे घोड़े के सींग निकल आए हैं।
उसके सींग नहीं पर तेरे पर जरूर निकल आए हैं. तू बहुत उड़ने लग गया आजकल. ओ बोंगे पंडित,